All right, the next problem we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and solve is find all solutions. Again, x in 0 to pi. Okay, and that's 2 cosine x plus 1 times square root of 3 tan x minus 1 equals 0. Okay, so here we're going to use the main idea is that when we multiply two things together, right, and they make the equal 0, then one of those two things has to equal 0. So we're going to go with 2 cosine x plus 1 equals 0, or square root of 3 tan x minus 1 equals 0. Okay? So cosine x is negative 1/2, or tan x is 1 over root 3. Okay, so we have to solve these two. So again, I'm going to draw the little picture. Cosine, this is for my cosine x. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but hopefully by seeing it, it might give you some ideas. So the way I think about this again, I take cosine x equals negative 1/2. I'm going to draw it. That means I'm going to draw in the second and third quadrants. The x should be smaller than the y. So that means it's going to be these angles. It's just my crazy way of thinking about it. Okay, so that means it's 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3. Now, tan x equals 1 root 3. Okay, again, I'm going to draw that. Now, that's going to be in the first quadrant or the fourth quadrant, right? And here, again, the sine is going to be less than the cosine. Okay, right? Sine would be, this ratio of sine to cosine is going to be 1 to root 3. So that's going to be what? Pi over 6, 7 pi over 6. Of course, you could just look on the unit circle and find those as well. Okay? All right, let's go with one last problem, and then we're done. We're going to solve by squaring both sides. So solve, this is number 105. Solve in 0 to 2 pi by squaring both sides. Okay, and that is tan x plus 1 equals secant x. Okay, so if we square both sides, squaring both sides, we get tan x plus 1 squared equals secant squared of x. Okay, and I'm going to multiply this out. Remember, when you FOIL this out, we're going to have tan x times tan x is tan squared, plus, now when you multiply this out, you're going to have the outer and inner terms as well, right? So that's going to be 2 times tan x. Plus 1 equals secant squared of x. Now you may or may not remember this identity. Tan squared of x plus 1 equals secant squared of x. But I remember it, so I'm using it, and I know I've taught it to you guys. Okay, that's one of the Pythagorean identities. So putting that in, we're going to get 2 tan x equals 0, or tan x equals 0. But when does tan x equal 0? At 0, is this supposed to be? Yeah, 0 to 2 pi. So tan x equals 0 at, at x equals 0, x equals pi. Okay, now, we have some problems here. We haven't had this situation come up. But tan x and secant x, remember those have division by 0 problems, right? Okay, let's take tan of pi is 0, that's fine. What about secant? Secant of 0, secant is 1 over cosine, right? Okay, so cosine of 0 is 1, so no problem there. But cosine of pi is -1. Okay, so if we look at that, what happened? When we squared this, we sort of took that -1 and kind of made it 1, right? So that cosine of pi equaling -1, we need to double check. So another way to think about this is once we get these solutions, we're going to plug them back in. Tan of 0 is 0 plus 1. Secant of 0 is 1. Tangent of pi is 0 plus 1 is 1. Secant of pi is -1. So the pi goes away. No longer one of our solutions. Okay? All right. I'll see you all in the next set of videos. Have a good day.